Parenting isn't an easy job. It's hard enough to teach your kid valuable life lessons, even without the constant distractions provided by electronic devices hooked up to the wonders of the internet. There are quite a few ways to deal with this problem, but I wouldn't say smashing expensive tech to smithereens is one of them. When parents take matters into their own hands, it can be hilarious, but it can also be pretty hard to watch. If you think you can handle it, let's take a look at some of the craziest examples of psycho parents destroying their kids' electronics. Books before Xbox. One important lesson kids should learn about life is balance. If you want to play hard, you have to work hard too. So when this dad found out that his son's grades were slipping, he decided to teach him that lesson. After firing off an expletive-ridden rant that details his son's academic failures, this angry dad heads to another room and retrieves what can only be described as the world's spikiest garden tool, which he then uses to deliver a series of lethal blows to the large television. It didn't stand a chance. The kid then asks an important question. What was that for? But if you can't tell by now, kid, maybe you should start listening to your dad, especially when he's got weapons like that lying around. Sledgehammer parenting. The excitement of coming home with a brand new PS4 is exemplified by the ridiculous scream at the beginning of this video. Clearly, this crazy kid from Japan can't wait to load up the console and start gaming. But just as he and a friend finally get it up and running, his temperamental father enters the room ominously wielding a sledgehammer. I don't need to tell you what happens next. The kid's screams turn from joy to horror as he writhes around in a clothing rack, lamenting the loss of his precious gaming system. You'd think he'd have learned his lesson the first time around when his PS3 was smashed on the street with a wooden sledgehammer. Sure, mistakes were made, but at least he didn't buy an Xbox One. Punishment pranks. While many of these videos can be pretty amusing, some of them are just downright cruel. In this clip, a misguided father pranks his son by replacing his functional Xbox with a broken one before brutally smashing it in front of him. The pointless and malicious prank is one of many committed by Mike Martin, aka Daddy of 5, whose YouTube channel was terminated after numerous allegations of child abuse being depicted in his videos. In this clip, Mike snaps his son Cody's Nintendo DS in half before Cody is tormented by his older siblings. For these trauma-inducing acts, Mike and his wife Heather were charged with 2 counts each of child neglect, but only received 5 years supervised probation. This all just goes to show what can happen when prank culture is used as an excuse for cruelty. Magic touch. This dad might have had the magic touch, but his wife certainly didn't. In this clip, a man attempts to make a video about the mindbender trick before being interrupted by a domestic dispute. He turns the camera and witnesses his wife snatch their son's laptop and dash it to pieces on the floor. The brutal and unnecessary smash really kills the magic vibe. Guess I'll never know how to do the mindbender trick. Game Shredder. In 2014, a series of hilarious videos posted by McJuggernuggets depicted one man-child's struggles against a father who was hell-bent on destroying all of his son's treasured electronic possessions. In what is arguably the channel's greatest work, the father piles up all of his son's Xbox games in the middle of the yard before shredding them with a sit-down lawnmower. The son's reaction is priceless, and while the videos are obviously staged, the acting, or overacting, is hilarious to watch. In another bizarre yet brilliant video, McJuggernuggets, also known as Jesse Ridgway, attempts to defend a gaming lair he built in the woods from his digger-driving father. He fails, of course, and the sad tent is flattened. The success of Jesse's videos demonstrates how it doesn't actually matter that much if videos like this are staged. If you've got a good actor and a fun sense of humor, the world can be your playground. Greatest Hits, Christmas Edition. Everybody loves Angry Grandpa, and the peak of his career can be seen in this hilarious video where he destroys his grandson's PS4 by throwing it through a coffee table before striking it repeatedly with a monkey wrench. Grandpa's famous incoherent babbling makes this clip both comedy gold and the stuff of YouTube legend.
When are you coming back cookies after you TV next?
So I was sad to learn that Grandpa, also known as Charles Marvin Green, passed away in 2017 after battling liver disease. Rest in peace, Angry Grandpa. You and your explosions of uncontrollable rage will be sorely missed. YouTube smash. In the wake of these successful viral videos, hundreds of imitators have sprung up from all across the world, trying to grab their piece of the tech-smashing pie. In this profanity-laden video, an aspiring young YouTuber called Second Jelly fails spectacularly in his attempt. Just watch as the kid obviously indicates to his waiting father that he needs to enter the room. Viewers are then subjected to maybe the least enthusiastic monitor smash in history, followed by several minutes of fake rage from the curse-loving kid. I don't know about you, but I think this kid needs to spend a little more time outside. Dad's home. Ever seen someone's soul leave their body? Watch as this unsuspecting gamer's face fills up with visible terror when his camera operating friend informs him that his dad's car has just pulled up in the driveway. The kid, who goes by Average Brandon on YouTube, makes a desperate attempt to hide his crimes and lock the door. But it's too late, and his dad enters the room. After a brief exchange of words that probably shouldn't be repeated, Brandon's dad heads outside with the offending console, and despite Brandon's feeble efforts, slams it onto the driveway in spectacular fashion. By the looks of it, that wasn't the first Xbox Brandon's dad has smashed to pieces, and it certainly won't be the last. Split screen. If there's one thing parents hate, it's when you live in their basement and spend their hard-earned cash on pointless games. YouTube user Everything Geek thought he'd get away with spending $12.99 on a ridiculous-looking game called I Am Bread. But little did he know that his irritable father upstairs had just received an email receipt from the purchase. The two of them then get into a short-lived argument where the son is seriously rude to his dad. His dad leaves, but it's pretty clear that he has every intention of coming back. What I didn't expect was that he'd return armed with a chainsaw. The son seems kind of relaxed at first, but as his dad approaches his monitor with a mean-looking power tool, his attitude quickly changes to panic. I think it's safe to say that this basement-dwelling gamer got the message. But hey, at least now he can play in split-screen mode. Firestarter. This might be one of the most extreme examples of tough parenting I've ever seen. In what appears to be some kind of bizarre Xbox-based ritual exorcism, a young man called William is shown tied to a chair outside his house. His mother is filming the strange incident, while the boy's father douses his shiny new white Xbox One in lighter fluid. The whole situation does appear to be in some way staged, since this family are known for their crazy videos. But just the fact that they came up with this madness is reason enough to watch. William's father makes a threatening declaration, then proceeds to set the console ablaze. All the while, William's brother Andy uses an axe to strike the already flaming machine, as the dad adds more fuel to the fire. William lets out some demonic screams, while his mother states the glaringly obvious. Eventually, William manages to break free, and by that time his father has retrieved the hose from the house, which he uses to soak William, further adding to his embarrassment. By this point, I'm not even sure what to think. I'm honestly shocked by this insane footage, and genuinely surprised that the neighbors didn't call the police on such sadistic behavior. If anything, I think I've learned a valuable lesson here. Destroying kids' electronics may seem like a good idea, but the reality can turn out to be a lot more sinister than expected. Which video did you think was the craziest? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Thanks for watching.